Alright, chat. We're gonna do a quick tier list video. Hopefully, we're gonna be able to do it all in one take, but do it live. Hopefully, I don't miss anything out. Hopefully, it doesn't go too bad. But this tier list is from a person who is experienced as a top 500 player in Overwatch, played Paladins, played Global Agenda, played Marvel Rivals at a high level with other, very high pro players that can also speak of how well I play too. But I think that's pretty much it. Where's my list? I close my list? I close the list. Alright, cool, let's reset. Awesome. So, meta in this game, if we're going by absolute weapons right now, I mean, bolt action is just, it's bound to be broken, you know what I mean? It is the best weapon in the game, there's no doubt. LMGs come next. So these characters are the only characters that have access to bolt actions and LMGs. And if we're going by weapons, this is straight up what it is. Like, that's the tier list. LMGs, bolt actions, best guns in the game. Hands down. But, this is an abilities tier list, and I plan on going in depth with this abilities tier list. So, if we're talking about best abilities in the game, absolutely Marquez. She completely just shuts down the field. And there's nothing you can do about it, especially if there's multiple Marquezes on the field. There's not really much you can do when it comes to a mode like Raid, trying to hold the point. There's just so many abilities as a whole in this game that will force you out of cover, which is good in a third-person game. But if they linger for too long, that's where it becomes an issue, and if the radius is too big, that's where it becomes an issue. And a character like this is pretty broken. That can just put down a mine, pop it, and then look at this. You can't play that cover. And the thing is, with a third-person game, you can safely move from cover to cover, take the cover that's behind their cover, put the mine down, shoot it, and then they're pressured to move. You can pressure them. If they try to push you, they're taking constant dot damage. On top of that, if they decide to move to a different location for different cover, you can smoke them out of their location. There's just not much you can do. You can also set up 3 mines, set them placed wherever you want, put them on walls, explode them after with melee. And shit's just broke. It's too much control over the field. There's not much you can do. They have access to some pretty good guns too, SMGs and auto snipers. Like this auto sniper is pretty insane. They recently got a buff too. Ultimate's really good and covers a large amount of area. It's broke too. I think just her kit as a whole is just too much on the field. It lasts too long and the radius is too big. That's the issue I have with that. That's why I think that's so strong. That's why it's an ability tier list mainly. And that's why she's on top. We're doing second, absolutely Norman, no contest, just Roar. Roar's too strong. I think Ultimate's fine, being kind of strong to where, yeah, he can only melee, and it's a frag out ult. It's selfish, just like the Fox. I think it's fine though. I think his ult's kind of fine. Maybe the damage reduction might be too much, but I kind of like where his ultimate's at, to where it's like kind of a strong ability. I think it deserves to be a strong ability. His roar is the only thing I have an issue with. That's why he's at like up here. All of his abilities are good, legitimately, but his roar is what people don't like. You get CC'd, no one likes being CC'd. No one likes being able to not shoot their gun for like 3 seconds. It's not a fun experience. You can react with it too. Really dumb. Because you can mark people in this game, And once they're marked, you see them. See how I see him behind cover a little bit? Or if I do that, I can still see him around cover. You can react to, for instance, the subtle movements of him just moving as a red dot, you know? The subtle movement of him moving is enough for you to be like, alright, I can roar that. And then you can react, roar that. If you get bull rushed, you can react, roar the bull rush, and you're completely safe. It's just, it's too much, it's broken. It's really just broken, no one likes it. That's why he's broken. The ultimate's good though. His health regen's good on his ability. I mean, I kind of have no issues with those. It's just really his roar. Get rid of his roar, rework it, and he's fine. Worst character in the game? Probably Ryan, sadly. This isn't unplayable, but if we were to make a tier list, he is the absolute worst compared to everyone else's abilities, as a guaranteed fact. He is a strong character though. He has access to some pretty good guns, like the auto shotty, some assault rifles too, SMGs, like solid guns as a whole. You can do things like this with Bull Rush, to where you can cancel it early, or at the end, go for a B-hop as you're going for kills, which is very strong. You mainly want to use this Bull Rush for mobility, but you can kill people with it too, and CC them. It's way better as a relocation tool. On top of that, he's very strong with smoke abilities. What you want to do with the smoke abilities is, once you have the taunt to regen HP, you can regen HP with it, so every time you get a kill, you know, you just pop it down, start regenerating HP in your smoke, and then you play the dots. You try to move around lots, look for the dots, try to also mark with middle mouse, and you just try to kill through smoke. You just keep being active, and then you get a kill, you put a smoke down, keep trying to be active, keep relocating, keep trying to get a pick. And then what you can do also with Ryan is, when you're shooting and you have to reload, you reload Bull Rush. Watch my ammo. Full ammo. Full ammo now. So it allows you to play very aggressive with Ryan, making him a pretty decent character, but still, compared to the rest of the abilities, there's better characters. His ultimate's meh, in my opinion. His shotgun can be nuts, but like, eh. You can also use that reload trick with Bull Rush in his ult form too. So you shoot, reload, Bull Rush, full ammo. Then you can go into like a hop again, you know. I didn't do the hop there, I kind of stuck the wall. But he's not a bad character, but he's definitely the worst of them all in terms of abilities. Next up, Vlad Fire is too strong. Fire needs a nerf. It did recently get a nerf to 50 damage explosion, which is good. That's where I wanted that to be. 50 damage is where that should have always been for the explosion. My issue is how long that lasts. 10 seconds. 10 seconds is too long. I think it needs 3-second reduction. His other abilities are also really good. That's good. Ammo. Ultimate just recently got buffed. You can now head glitch with his ultimate, along with it being super fucking strong. It used to shoot from the bottom of the barrel when you pulled out his ult, but now it shoots way higher. And you can jump up and get even like higher distance on the gun for shooting up. So it's pretty busted right now because you can like head glitch with the ultimate. Along with bear and heavy classes just have access to LMGs, which makes them the strongest classes in the game with their HP pools because of how easy the LMGs are to control. Try not to take that into account. But his abilities are really strong, and his abilities also count towards HP pool as a tank. That is also in the same category of this tier list. So he's definitely one of the best characters in the game, like absolute fact. You do things like this too, and get some really cheeky angles for your shots. You can also combine your shields to get an even more advantageous angle. I have quick cast on, so I wasn't able to line that up properly, but you can do things like that where you're cutting off like a full angle with two shields. And then you can also use, once they're closer together, you can use that as a full-on walk away to get some cheeky angles on windows. And there are some really good spots in the game where you can actually do some crazy shit with his shields. Like, absolutely. So he's top of A, guaranteed, one of the best characters in the game. These three, absolute best. I would maybe even move him up to these three. I think this actually makes sense. I think this is fine. Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's fine. We could do that. Jack. I think Jack's only a B in terms of abilities now. If you count his weapon, obviously he's higher, but if we're just talking about abilities with his nerf, there's a lot more counterplay with it against him now, which makes him more fair to play against. His scan is only 2 scans in a 5-second window. So I think the recent nerf to him was perfect. I don't think he needs any more adjustments toward his abilities. If anything, maybe the radius on his drill, because I think it goes a little bit too wide. Like, I feel like I've been hidden like around the corner and shit by it, but... Or the damage. But besides that, he really doesn't need any adjustments. I think the nerfs he took recently were enough. So now it's only a 2 scan in a 5-second window, and now you have time to outplay that. So people hear the howl, and they were like, okay, I can't peek for a couple seconds, but he knows where I'm at, so I have a chance to outplay, fake out movement this way, and then go that way. As an example, it leads to a lot more counterplay, a lot more dynamic play, rather than him getting 5 different scans in, you know, a 10-second window, and you're stuck there. You can't do anything. He drills, he pressures you, he sees you the whole time, and it's over, you know? So, I think his changes recently are good. No issues there. I think his ultimate's fine too. They reduced the charge rate. It was kind of fast before. It's still pretty fast though. It still gens pretty fast. No issues. I'm still gaining pretty huge chunk. You know, it's not bad. No quarrels with that. I think he's probably B tier now with the changes. Han Ying, or actually, Meerkat, absolute A tier. The pressure he applies is very strong. Extremely strong pressure. Access to M88 too, so the auto shot is kind of nuts, especially with slugs can be pretty nutty. Access to M90, very strong weapon. Access to PS29, very strong weapon. VSK, best auto sniper in the game. So that's another strong alternative for him too. He can play very cheeky when he has the auto sniper, because he's able to hold longer angles and just play the peeking game pretty much, to where you like, yeah, just does that, and then he pressures you with drone from far away.
Wait, I'm reloading.
Much better to go for heady though. This gun's always been strong, you just need to aim heady. It's always been the best auto sniper in the game. You just gotta slow your fire rate and just aim for heady. As long as you don't hit beyond a certain threshold in the fire rate cap, thing's accurate as hell.
Reloading.
Really easy to control. You just spam people down. If they're up close, you auto. You can do things like this to where you can reload.
See you on the other side, my friend.
Oops.
Careful.
Okay, I messed that up. I meant to reload drone, but you see how I did it there. I reloaded and then I droned, and it continued my reload. So you can keep the offense with that, which is pretty good. And this, very strong ability too. People can respawn on the beacon, and you can put that down in some cheeky spots. Usually you can find some spots to where you can like jump up to, put it down somewhere. I don't know on the training area, but you know,
on the other side, my friend.
It can be nutty.
Enemies up ahead.
But reload drone, very strong. You can just autopilot drone too. It creates a lot of 50-50 situations. That's what's very strong about this character. You can cover hump and lead to some 50-50s by making the person guess if you're gonna drone or if you're gonna autopilot the drone. So for example, if someone's like on this bush,
Reloading.
now if he's behind that cover, so let's say there's a wall here, if he's behind that cover and I force him out with a drone.
Careful.
Now, he has an option right now.
Wheelmobile coming
When
in
I'm
hot.
droning it right now, he has an option. He can shoot it. He can shoot my drone, or he can run from my drone. If he shoots my drone, then I can punish him by shooting him as he overextends to shoot my drone. Or I can 50-50 it and just control the drone to him in his current location. So there's a little bit of mind gaming that can be done like behind cover and creates a lot of like 50-50 scenarios like that. On top of that, you can have like a one-shot drone. I don't think it one-shots the heavies. This thing's very strong too, so you can double drone. You can drone and then pop your ultimate, drone again, which leads to more pressure. And then you can also just autopilot the drone at a certain point, just let it go full on straight. You can change the direction midway. So I can let it go that way and then push up. And then if he doesn't do anything, he doesn't respond, he decides to move instead, move back. I can go back into drone as I'm pushing and letting it autopilot and turn it as an example and then continue my pressure. So there's situations like that, which make this character absolute A tier and create some like very hard circumstances to deal with. Especially if there's multiple of these characters to deal with, because even if you destroy it, it will detonate. So you have to be away from the drone too. You can't just destroy the drone, you have to be far enough from the drone. That's what makes him an absolute top A tier character, at least, you know, one of the top A tier characters. Panda. Actually, Hung Ying. Get Hung Ying out of the way. She's best healer in the game. Best healer in the game, absolutely. AoE healing's good. I forgot to say the ultimate also makes like an unkillable tunnel, basically. So I can put a tunnel here and a tunnel there with my ultimate, and then people can take that and go from there to there. And it's like undestroyable from that end, but destroyable from this end. That's the other thing he does with the ultimate. Now we'll go to... Alright, the medic, the bunny. Just best healer in the game. Not much else to say. Like AoE res, AoE heal. Q. Insanely good healing for AoE. Starts the health regen too. Yeah, the B-hop mechanic, very short cooldown. You jump and then push the ability key. I don't know how I messed that up. Jump, push the ability key, and then spam jump afterward. You can get some B-hop kills. She can take her heal back, reduce the cooldown, and it does burst heal on her. Okay, I don't know how I messed it up twice. It's actually crazy. Dude, I don't know what's going on in training range. Okay, this time for sure. Okay, training range is broken, dude. I don't even know. Hold on. Yo, bro, can you do it in the training range, or am I tripping? I did with a bolt, no? There we go. That was a weak ass jump though. Higher verticality on a slope will give you more distance. It's also pretty important. You can keep your momentum. You keep your full velocity in air. That's what's so strong about it. So you get a high angle like this. Then you B-hop with it. You can also beam someone down as you're doing that.
I'm reloading.
That's what makes her very strong. She has a 2.5 second res or something. Very fast. She just goes up to someone, bam, she's got someone res. So she's got like a guaranteed res essentially. She'll probably die or not die, but she'll get that res off guaranteed. If she's going for that res, she'll get that res off. Boosted height, very good for getting some cheesy angles too, on top of just being aggressive, because there's a lot of cover in the game.
Reloading. Almost ready.
Where you can do things like this, and you know, that's a cheeky peek, you know, especially if you're coming from behind it and you go pop, and you're just all of a sudden there. You know, that can be cheeky.
Cover me. I'm reloading.
Along with obviously the rush downs. So not really much more needs to be said there. Absolute A tier, top A, guaranteed. Down here is kind of rough. I would say C. I don't even know where to put the. This is where it kind of gets rough. I feel like Vlad definitely deserves to be S tier, as in like, I think he's S tier right now. Like he's definitely S tier is what I'm trying to say. Like I don't want to move him down, so I think that's fine. Like these are the 3 best characters in the game. There's no doubt in my mind. Then these characters are extremely strong. Meerkat's oppressive. Akihime. Damn, I feel like I gotta get rid of Panda first if I'm putting someone down somewhere. I think Panda's top C. Yes. Like his health pool brings him up. Him being a tank, like his health pool and abilities as a whole just bring him up. His damage reduction's nuts. He has access to LMGs. I'm trying not to make that much of a point, but I mean, his Q can be used behind cover. He's got good damage reduction from anytime he's using movement skills. So if I am doing this, for instance, I have recovery. His stamina is also pretty good. You watch my stamina recovery. Like it goes up pretty fast. All the way back up to max and I can roll again. I get damage reduction while I'm rolling, 30%. Along with, if you're rocking a shotgun, or just any gun in general, you can do things like this, to where you pop his ability. You got some mobile, you can block things like Vlad Ultimate, which is a meta character at the moment, but you can shoot, reload, and then like dash, as an example, or you can do things like this. So it makes shotgun playstyle kind of fun while getting damage reduction at the same time. And blocking things like Marquez abilities, like smoke and stuff. Doesn't block everything. It should. I think Marquez ultimate still goes through, or maybe it's just buggy and it doesn't get rid of all the smoke sometimes.
Ultimate is ready. Repeat. Ultimate is ready.
This ability is really good for killing people behind cover. I don't think he's broken. He was broken at launch of early access when his ability went through cover, that ability. But I don't think so anymore. I think he's fine. He's completely tuned where he should be. I think he's absolutely B. And top, like, yeah, he's B. He's like, he's average. He's where he should be. He doesn't need any changes. He's strong. It's not bad, you know. I really got no complaints with Panda. I feel like Panda is just, he's kind of where he should be.
No boundaries.
No quarrels. Absolutely B tier. And that's how I feel about Jack too. Like, no issues with Jack now. I think he's completely balanced. Akihime. I mean, I think Akihime is like B2 though. Like, the thing is, these are the 3 problem childs of the game right now. Hands down. These are strong characters. I think Akihime is pretty good too. Like, I don't know if Erwin deserves to be down there. I think I moved her too early too. I didn't mean to move her yet. Because I'm having trouble deciding, like, Akihime. Like, I don't think she needs a buff. I think she's fine. I think I just lumped these last 2 into B, if I'm being honest. Let's go over Akihime though let's go over Erwin first, actually. She got some healing beam buffs to where she's actually pretty good now. Like the only issue with Erwin is she needs a target sensitivity scaler for healing teammates. If there was a target sensitivity, she'd be less of an issue and less clunky to play. I also feel like there needs to be more of a UI thing going on for her. Because if I'm pocketing someone, I don't think there's allies here for me to pocket, but if I'm healing someone, the beam will start off level 1, and then go to level 2, and then during the level 1 to level 2 phase, it like fades out, and it looks like it disconnects for a second. I think they need to make that a better visual indicator and maybe not make my gun like drop down or something. I think the visual indicator needs to be cleaner and feel more powerful, you know? Maybe more of a like vroom noise, you know? Some kind of like visual feedback too, visual and healing feedback just needs to be there. They could do something with like a little portrait icon that shows who I'm healing, a little icon of the portrait, maybe a little name. You could also do a little beam effect across the edge of my screen. So like on the sides here. If you were to put a little tiny beam effect, a little itty bitty green, like little beam effect here, you know, on the side, nothing too intrusive, but just to give that little idea that, oh hey, my beam is connected right now, and there's nothing wrong, you know, nothing to fear. Ultimate's really good. Reload, speed, HP, you know, it's nutsy. It's nutty. It's like nano boost in Overwatch. It's good. If someone dies, it'll spread to the next person. It's solid. Recently got buffed too. I don't think it needs any more buffs. I think it's fine where it's at. She has a self-buff nano, which is pretty good. Gives a really good reload. You can play very aggressive with it.
Erwin reloading.
I don't think she really needs any buffs. She's really a character that's more reliant on other characters to pop off, but she does have like, you know, some small pop-off potential. She's kind of boring. She doesn't really need to be, you know, any more crazier than she is though. If anything, maybe buff her mobility ability. I think everything else is fine on her though. Her healing beam's good and where it's at. Her ultimate's good where it's at. I don't think she really needs any changes anywhere. Really just feedback changes on her. And then Akihime, very strong character. Very, very strong character. I think I'm gonna move Erwin to C. I think we're just gonna keep Erwin C. Or we can... I think this is more fair. Because I mean, like, D's more unplayable, right? D's like unplayable. But C's like... they're just not as good as, you know, as these guys. Akihime, definitely right next to Panda. Very good character, very strong. A lot of tech with her too. She gets resets on kills. Her melee is very strong. She has omnidirectional slide, so I can move this way, go for a shot, and then all of a sudden I'm back that way. On top of that, she gets resets on kills. Slide melee can be good. I don't think it's broken. I think it's fine where it's at. I don't really have any issues with her. I kind of feel like she's fine where she's at. Doesn't really need any changes. No buffs, no nerfs. She's strong, yes, but she's a light character and she deserves to be strong and solo potential carryable. I did recommend that they have a buff on her ultimate actually though, and I still kind of agree with my idea for her ultimate buff. But I feel like if she is ulting, I should build her up her ult. Pretty fast on this character. But she's a very selfish character. She doesn't do anything to help someone else besides maybe a stealth res, but she's still visible. So, you know, she can res like this. She's still visible. It's not really a big deal. It's very counterplayable, you know? It's like Heroes of the Storm. You always know where the person's at when you see him, you know what I mean? Not that hard to see. It's even easier in this game to see, especially with the bubble, because you have an idea of the vicinity that she's playing in. But my idea was her ultimate. My opinion, I feel like she should get a portion of her mag when she kills someone. Like a very small portion, like 1/4 or 1/5 of her clip on a kill. But when you get a kill, you can transition into another slide, do things like that. Oh, I forgot the bee hopping too, the bee hopping. Oops. You do things like that. she's a very strong character. Very solo frag carry kind of character, you know? Very sick. Just a light HP pull though, so she's not too broken, you know? She gets tapped, she gets sneezed on, and she's just dead. Like it's over, you know? Light characters... Light characters can kind of be broken a little bit, but... not to the extent of like Marquez, you know? This character has to get in there, you know what I mean? Like she is in there if she wants to pop off. She has to absolutely get in there and put herself in some high risk, high reward scenarios. Yeah, she has a get out of jail free card, but she needs to get a kill for it, really. And I think that's fair. But yeah, that's my tier list. I think that's where I'd put everyone. Yeah, I think that's good. But clip it and ship it. We're done. WildAssault tier list by abilities. Dunzo.